welcome back to the Citizen channel. We're all staying safe and well, and today we've got another little anatomy of a City goal. Yes, we score plenty of goals, don't we? We score plenty of goals every season, some very important goals, some drag us back in games, some put us on the very edge of glory itself, or even on the edge of safety. Yes, because these go back a long time, guys, not just the last few years. We also score goals that not in themselves are great or affect anything. They're just great goals that make you go, wow. And sometimes we score goals that make you go, wow, and they are important as well. And that's what we're going to look at today. So obviously, no matter what the context, this is what anatomy of a City goal is all about. And today we go back to remember a match-winning goal, a very, very important match-winning goal as far as City are concerned. Probably at that point, and definitely at that point, one of the most vital goals in a long, tough, but ultimately satisfying season, thankfully. And we go back to May the 6th, 2019. So as I'm recording this, not too long ago, only 3 and a bit years, for Captain Fantastic, our old Vincent Kompany, against Leicester City on match day 37 of 38, so the penultimate game of the season. How was City doing? Well, we're doing all right, weren't we? Just about. It was match day 37, our last home game, with Brighton away to come, and a trip to Wembley, yes, to play Watford in the FA Cup final over the next 12 days after this. We sat 1 point ahead of Liverpool, certainly not when we played this game, but if you even the games up, a 4+ better goal difference. We had 4 goals better than they did, but neither team could afford to slip up as this weekend approached. We played on the Monday night, of course, but Liverpool did have the advantage of playing on the Saturday. So as I say, before their game, it was just a 1 point advantage. We'd lost out on the Champions League fairly recent past to this game, despairingly to Spurs, of course, in that quarter-final. But we did have the ability to achieve a never-before domestic treble, and this was certainly in our grasp. Firm favourites to lift the FA Cup, with no disrespect to Watford. We were the firm favourites to win the FA Cup. Ahead in the league, okay, only by 1 point when we played the same games, but with the Carabao Cup already in the Etihad trophy room. But on the Saturday, yes, Liverpool had the chance to put us under more pressure, yes, and an Origi 86-minute goal at St James's Park kept the pressure on as Liverpool ran out 3-2 winners on the Saturday. So we actually came into this Leicester City game 2 points behind with a game in hand, so we could get back our point lead as long as we beat Leicester. Just a small job of beating Leicester City. Vinny was having not a great season. He'd been in and out. Injuries had probably caught up with him now, hindering his appearances. He started less than half the Premier League games, so he'd only started, I think about 16 or 17 he started in the Premier League, and he'd been on the subs bench for a few as well. But more importantly for City, as this running, he coincided with this running to the end of the season. He'd actually started in 4 or 5 of our last league games, so that was great to have him back, and that was his best run and return of the season. On to the match itself, a Monday night, match night, say 2 points behind Liverpool. We needed to win this. City versus Leicester City. And about Leicester City, well, they had a new manager who's only been there for a couple of months. They'd beaten us back in January, but Brendan Rodgers, the new manager, he wasn't in charge then. So this was a chance for him to do something. Obviously, he had hopes of European place for Leicester City, and of course he wouldn't be averse to doing his old charges at Liverpool a favour or two, and Leicester City were one, like they are now, one of those teams that could damage City, the sort of style of play. They can certainly get behind us and sort of frustrate, if need be, even beat us. So it wasn't the easiest of games for the Etihad. A crowd that night of 54,506. City's team was Ederson, Walker, Kompany, Laporte, Zinchenko, Foden, Gundogan, David Silva, Bernardo, Aguero and Sterling. The used subs that night were Stones, Sane and Jesus, and the unused subs were Danilo, Mahrez, Otamendi and Muric. Leicester, Schmeichel, Pereira, Evans, Maguire, Chilwell, Albrighton, Tillemans, and Ndidi, Chowdhury, Maddison and Vardy. Their used subs, Gray, Iheanacho, we'll talk about him in a second, and Barnes. Their unused subs, Morgan, Ward, Mendy and Fuchs. And the state of play, yes, it was a tense affair, as you'd expect, bound to be. Although City did dominate, Leicester had chances, certainly fairly on. They had a couple of great, I remember Vinny doing a fantastic block very early doors. So they did put us, they did make it a little bit nervy for us. Sergio perhaps had come the closest. We fired a few shots over the bar that night, but Sergio come the closest. He'd hit the bar with a back header from a corner. I think it's a Gundogan corner. And Schmeichel had clawed it, and the old goal line technology came into it, but it hadn't got over the line by a good way. Schmeichel clawed it away. And then in the second half, a fantastic instinctive flick from Sergio, but somehow Schmeichel had managed to just get his body on it and get it out for a corner. So it was a clever flick. Personally, yes, I always start to worry when it gets to about 70 minutes into a game. So fortunately, definitely fortunately, unfortunately, no, fortunately, I hadn't taken my worry beads out of my pocket as yet, because the goal did come in the 70th minute. So if it hadn't happened, I would have looked at my watch or looked at the clock in the corner of the stadium and started panicking just a little after 70 minutes. But I didn't have a chance, because the goal on 70 minutes, and it literally came from nothing, as Leicester had everyone defending their goal. City had been launching attack after attack, although, as I said, a lot of the chances were from distance and we were shooting wide or over the bar. But Kompany received the ball midway inside the Foxes' half. Normally, if you look at the games, he would have laid it off for someone else or passed to someone else. He got it from Laporte. Laporte just side passed it. But yeah, strangely enough, no one immediately from the Leicester side even looked as though they want to close him down. So what he did, he just nudged it forward. He just nudged it a little bit forward and ran with it. And still Leicester was sort of not backing off, but they weren't exactly coming towards him. He still had a few yards to run into, and he nudged it again. Yeah, he nudged it. Took another touch and nudged it forward again. And he was given that little split second time. We'll see what his thoughts were in a minute when he's interviewed after the game. But he was given that little split second time to think, I've got to have a go here. I've got to have a go. With most of the Etihad absolutely incredulous, with some poor guy walking up the back stairs in the family stand to go out, which was quite funny. A lot of that was captured on a few photographs who didn't get to see this goal. He was given that little bit of extra time to think, and say an incredulous Etihad, and his teammates, especially Sergio, shouting "Don't shoot" to him. He let fly. People have said 30 yards. I think it's nearer 25 yards. It doesn't really matter. It was a fantastic, brilliant shot, a swerving shot that beat Schmeichel. Schmeichel didn't get anywhere near it. He's a big lad, Schmeichel. Absolutely not a cat in hell's chance of getting to it. And of course, the balls hit the net, and the fans and the players erupted with delight. A fantastic, brilliant goal. We'll get some descriptions of the goal from the various media sources in a second. Context and conclusions. Of course, it wasn't over. We still had 20 minutes or so with injury time, 22, 23 minutes, and there was still time for Iheanacho to show his once a blue, always a blue credentials with an almost equally gobsmacking miss in the 87th minute. How he missed that. Not many people, certainly Liverpool fans wouldn't have been very happy, that's for sure. But we hung on, and Vinny had scored his first league goal. That was his first league goal of the season, and what a goal. Yeah, over to the papers, descriptions of this goal. The Leicester Mercury, the Evening Standard, the Express, the Mirror, BBC, TalkSport, Daily Star and Sky Sports had all called the goal simply a stunner or stunning. Manchester Evening News called it a wonder goal. The Sun, a thunderbolt. The Telegraph, a screamer. The Guardian, brilliant. Well, that's a bit low, isn't it? The Premier League themselves said it was incredible. And ESPN just summed it up for me, I think, a wonder strike. In an interview with the Manchester Evening News, Vinny said of his motivation, it was desire and belief. And then he went on and added, I didn't score this season, but for me, I always feel in moments like this, that I'm going to do something. Today was a little bit of frustration because everyone was saying, don't shoot. I could really hear it, and it was annoying me. And as I said, hold on a second. I've not come this far in my career for young players to tell me when I can take a shot or not. So I just took it. all I'm going to say is I've scored goals like that in training. Yeah, we haven't seen many, although I've scored some important goals. He went on to say, you know what, it's a funny story because it's 15 years of top-level football of having midfielders tell me, don't shoot, play the ball wide. And every single time I miss, I told them for 15 years, I promise you, I said, one day I'm going to have a shot from outside the box and I'm going to score a goal and you're going to be really happy with that one. And today, happily, it's a big goal. And it certainly was. That was his interview to the Manchester Evening News the day after or the night of the match. The rest, they say, is history. Yeah, we completed our treble with our captain fantastic lifting the trophies. Some people call it a quadruple, the Formidables. Obviously, we had the Community Shield as well, but let's not be pedantic about it. Let's just call it a fantastic treble that no one had ever achieved before. Of course, he would then announce that he was leaving the club. So what a way to go! You can't, if you're gonna bow out at the top, and that's what he did. And obviously returned to Anderlecht. As I'm recording this, he's come back to Burnley, but perhaps we'll know. The Vinny story is certainly not finished as far as English football and perhaps City are concerned. There were portraits painted, of course, there was images made, and of course there was also that T-shirt. Yeah, Mr. Don Grant may have had something to do with that as well. T-shirts were printed. It truly was a memorable wonder goal, has been said from our captain. Fantastic. Please let me know your memories of that night. As I say, a very nervy night in the Etihad. Were you that guy? If you're watching this, or you know the guy who had his back turned, was he a regular? Was he just one of these Johnny Come-Latelys who just went for that odd game? If you know that guy who turned his back and missed it going up the stairs, let me know. But let's know your memories. It'd be great to hear from you. So thank you for joining for this Anatomy of a City goal, this special. We went back to May the 6th, 2019 for this captain fantastic goal by our wonderful ex-captain Vincent Kompany against Leicester City on what was match day 37 of 38. Thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again, I always say one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.